It's recording. Hi, everybody. He just said mom. Like, mommy! Whatever. Hi, everybody. This is episode 1 of Invisible String Knitting Podcast. I'm Lisa.
I'm Haley.
And this is a podcast about knitting. We're just going to be talking about the things that we're working on, the things that we want to work on. Yeah.
Our crazy lives.
And yeah, just a lot of fun chatting, and yeah. Don't really know what else to say about it. That's about it. So, I don't know. I think we should introduce ourselves. This is the first episode. So, Haley, go first so I can take a sip of coffee.
My name's Haley. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I am a pediatric neuroscience nurse, and knitting is my relaxation and my passion. Lisa actually turned me on to it. So I'm hoping to branch off and maybe you guys can teach me some things because I am a fairly new knitter. I'm working
but doing so well with it.
Thanks.
Like, you've knit a sweater already.
Yes, I have.
It's only been, I don't know, 3 years of serious knitting, and you've knit a sweater. So.
And I'm almost done with another one that you'll see in a little bit.
Yeah. Is that it? Is that all about you?
I have 4 kids and a husband.
Me too. Yeah. All right. I'm Lisa. I live right outside of Philadelphia. I am originally from Ocean City, Maryland, and that's actually where we met. Like 20 some years ago. We're old. Yay. When did I start knitting? I don't know. Sometime in my late teens, early 20s, maybe. But I always found it super hard. I was always, I don't know, I used straight needles to start, and that was terrible. So I knit a scarf, I think, and then I was like, no, I can't do this. Forget it. Back to crochet. Crochet was so easy. I feel like it's easy to start crocheting than it is knitting.
And that's how I started too, because she taught me how to crochet. So we both crocheted for a long time.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I still crochet, but definitely like went down the knitting rabbit hole, like 100%, 120%.
Do you remember when you were like, dude, stop crocheting?
I know. You need to learn to knit. I was so pumped when I
was
first
like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. When I first knit I couldn't even tell you what the project was that really like solidified my like addiction, but I'll have to go back and look. I was like immediately like, Haley, stop everything, stop your whole life.
You really were. Like
Mhm.
it was hilarious. I think I was in nursing school at that point and I was like, dude, what? Like
You know, I was, listen, okay, back to like my background. I'm a ex surgical technologist. Went to school after having two of my kids. I have four kids too. Um, two of them are downstairs right now, unattended, but on their devices. So hopefully we won't have too many interruptions. But anyway, um, after I had two kids, went to school, got my degree, started working in the hospital as a surgical tech, and surprise, got pregnant with my third, and another surprise after I had him, like 2 months later, COVID started, and I was like, all right, decision time, and I decided to stay home. And I'm glad that I did that. I mean, I miss it sometimes, but like, these years, and you stayed home with yours in the beginning. Now yours are all teenagers pretty much.
and babysat yours.
Yeah. Babysat my oldest when I was working as a hairstylist. Jack of many trades.
We've lived like 19 lives.
I know.
Fine.
It's yeah. Anyway, so I really got into knitting then. It kind of like kept me sane through COVID, and also like sane when I found out I was pregnant with my fourth, like 6 months after my third. I was like, okay, it's happening. We're doing this. So yeah, it just exploded from there. And I don't know. I've always watched podcasts during that time too. Like I really got into watching. My first one was Stranded Knitting Podcast, Stranded Dye Works, Grocery Girls Forever. Love them. Let's see. I don't know. I can't even remember everything. The Corner of Craft, Hannah. Yeah, just a ton. I'm sure we'll get into that. But yeah, that's it. Now we're podcasters, official. And yeah, I guess we can start talking about well, I'm just gonna say that I'm wearing my Soldatna crop, which is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter, who we love so much. I've knit 3 of her sweaters so far. And this one I actually could have sized down, but didn't gauge swatch as you do.
Surprise.
Are you even a knitter if you like fully gauge swatch every single time? No.
So I have to show the candle
Oh,
that
yeah.
I got. So if anybody lives in Columbus, Ohio, Worthington has this cute little knitting shop called So to Speak, and they sell the cutest little things. But before Rhinebeck this year, when we went, I got us this candle.
I love it. It smells like Christmas too, which is like bonus.
So it says smells like I'm starting projects without checking my gauge again, because Lisa and I are pros
Notorious.
at doing that. So I thought
notorious. But look, I cannot knit and do this because I'm already messing up my I'm trying to do like I started a penguino, so this is one of my whips. This is the first section of the back, and you have to do seed stitch. So it's basically like knit, purl, then the next you flip it and you're knitting flat, and you just do, I can't describe it. Why can't I describe this? You do like 2 knits and then it kind of like, so it's not rib, even though it is rib. I don't know.
I have seed
just the pattern you
stitch socks that I've been working on forever. I just pick it up every once in a while.
Nice.
It's fun to knit. It's just you do have to pay a little bit more attention, I feel like.
Yeah, you do. Which normally is fine. But not for this right now. I just need stockinette. So I'm going to find something like that. But anyway.
Nobody's at the door. Just breathe. Sorry.
Yeah.
My dog is getting ready to attack something random.
We
Imaginary.
will have interruptions during this podcast. I'm going to be doing the editing and stuff, but it's going to be minimal. Like, this is just going to be like what it is. Like, I have kids here. Haley's super busy. She's going to school at the same time. She has 4 kids. They're a little older, but still. She's got 2 dogs, 3 dogs. Sorry. I always forget about the room dog. The old man. And yeah, so this isn't going to be like, very structured. I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there. This is practice. This is just practice.
Total.
Don't worry about it. So you don't have a knit on, but you do have.
Oh, that's because I wore
shirt.
A Woolen Affair t-shirt today.
Which, oh my God. We went to our first, yes, I made that cuff. Anyway, I'm not wearing mine. I should have known. We went to a Woolen Affair as part of Rhinebeck this year. It was on Friday. I think we did like the afternoon slot and then went back for the evening party. And 100%, 1,000% we'll do next year.
Yes, absolutely.
If we are so lucky to get tickets, because it's kind of like, it's like the Taylor Swift of the knit world. Like, I mean, you're the one that got the tickets, so you can describe.
Yeah, it was, it really was like getting concert tickets. Like I kept clicking and I was getting like booted out, and I kept clicking and clicking and clicking. So all of you need to do a chant, say a prayer, send good vibes, whatever, because Friday I will be driving to Indianapolis to try and get tickets for my child and I to see Taylor Swift for the second time. Speaking of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So it really did feel like that though. Trying to get tickets for the Eras tour, because it was just like every time I tried to click something, it just kept getting sold out and sold out and sold out. So luckily I was able to get us tickets though. And I'm so glad I did, because it was such an experience. We met some amazing people. The energy was so good. The atmosphere, everything was just absolutely perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better evening.
Mm-hmm. I get to watch the videos. I have a Swiftie in my family as well. And I am like, what I like to say is I'm a Swiftie by proxy because of you and because of Cassidy. So it just rubbed off on me. It's not like, yeah, I mean, I have to just face it, I guess. Yeah, so hopefully someday we'll get to see her before she stops making music.
We're literally driving 3 hours to sit in a parking lot and try and get last minute tickets. Like that's.
Well, you need to take footage of that and like turn it into a vlog for our podcast. Like you need to start like, I'm going to be taking vlogs. I posted one the other day that's kind of, it's okay. I did it on my phone. So it kind of like cut off a lot of like what I saw versus what it edited into. I don't know. Maybe I need to get a better editing tool or something, but I just used
I can ask my kids.
iMovie.
I think they use CapCut.
Okay.
That's like Kennedy and Harrison's like go-to.
Okay. All right.
Stuff. Like I said, my kids are a little bit older, and they're much more technologically inclined than I am. So
yeah. But yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, so you can check out the vlog. It's just me and my kids, just our daily stuff we do, like parks on parks on parks. Like really, this is the best time of year for it. So like that's why we try to stay outside most of the day. They're boys, they just need to run. They don't need anything else. They just need to run. Maybe a ball, a stick. Really, like, I'm not even joking. Like, they could for hours just, they don't even need a toy. They could pretend, and it's just, that's what I love about, well, I love it now, but when I had them so close together, it was so hard. But I mean, now they can sit and play. I mean, yes, they fight like rabid animals, but for the most part, they like the same things. They, you know, whatever, they play, and that's what
Well,
they're
that's
doing
how
right
Mars
now,
and Kennedy
hopefully.
have always been too. And I mean, you can see just what it's going to look like in the future from my kids. I mean,
Right.
Mars and Kennedy are
I hope. I
best
hope
friends.
your kids are aliens. They all have this extraordinary like vibe with each other. That's just like, I don't know. I'm they don't fight. Like, there's just no, I mean, even when they were younger, they just love each other so much. It's like, what is happening? It's the Ohio in you. The Midwestern gene. It's in your gene pool.
I didn't lose it, even though I was in Ocean City for what,
Mm-hmm.
18 years?
Yep.
Yeah. Nope.
Wow, we were friends that whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, I was
Like,
18 when I moved, and we met at
wow,
Fishnet.
that's so crazy to think about.
Yeah, because I moved from Columbus with Aiden when I was 18 and to the coffee shop, and that's, yeah,
Yep.
22 years.
Wow, I miss that coffee shop.
I know.
Memories. Okay, anyway. So you're wearing your Wool and Fair stuff.
Yep.
And I'm wearing Soldotna. And I guess we will move on to whips. You already saw that I started a penguin. And that yarn, the pattern's by Stephen West. And the yarn that I'm using is like a lot of scraps. The size that I want to knit is a medium, which in the pattern it says you need the best. It's a very interesting way of sizing. Like, I've never had a pattern say this is the gauge you should knit to get this size, and also this is the weight of yarn that you should use to get this size. Like, I was going to use a really thick, almost chunky weight yarn because I had a lot of it in stash of all the same type of yarn, and just was going to do like stripes and whatever else thrown in, like Surrey or something. And I knit a swatch, and I was trying to get the correct stitch gauge, which was not, it was 18 stitches. And I was trying to use a size 7 needle to get that. And the fabric was like stiff as a board. I was like, that is not going to work for me. That's not comfortable. And I was like kind of upset because I really wanted to use this yarn. And actually, I have it right here. So this is the yarn that I wanted to use. The cake is as big as my head. It's I have a label. It's called Heirloom, and it's 100% US Romney from Fancy Tiger Crafts. I don't know how to do this. Fancy Tiger Crafts. I have like 5 colors. This one's pink pearl, and I honestly don't even know if they're still selling yarn. I don't know, but I got it on a D-stash. That's where I get a lot of my sweater quantities. But anyway, so I have to make something else with that, I guess. Oh, darn. But so I'm just using a bunch of just DK scraps, and also I'll do fingering held double, which is like DK. And I'm a Patreon of a homespun house, so I get her mini skeins every month, and I'll be using those. Some of those I'm using them in a blanket too, and other stuff. But go ahead, you're next. I need coffee.
Okay. So let's see. Well, I just started. You see my teeny tiny little, like literally just started.
Yeah. Oh my
My
God.
holiday
I love that
by
color.
Caitlin Hunter. I'm super pumped because after this little bit of ribbing, I'll switch to size 9 needles, which I'm hoping this is gonna just work up super quick. I'm really excited about this sweater. I've been wanting to do a cardigan for a while. So definitely love just that graphic print on the halibut. I don't know if you guys have seen it. This is
Yep.
the print.
I need that too.
I got Farmer's Daughters fibers from A Woolen Affair in this gorgeous green, which is the body. And then I'm going to do a hot magenta pink for the graphic design. So one of the things I feel like is fun about you and I too is that like we have similar styles, but also very, very different in the same sense.
Mm-hmm.
I like really like unexpected colors and I love like bright, I love muted neons. Wandering Flock is like my favorite dyer ever.
Mm-hmm.
If you could see the color of my soul, it would be one of her skeins. I just love her. And Lisa is definitely more like earthy tones and mauves and, you know, these rich, gorgeous, you know, antique-y almost colors. So it's kind of fun to see when we knit things because even like sweaters that we have that are similar or things that we have made that are similar, you know, they're so different just because of the palettes that we choose. So it's kind of fun. I think it's one of my favorite things about like showing each other stuff, you know, is because it's definitely got our own unique, you know, little personalities. So.
Yeah, speaking of earthy tones and stuff like that, it made me think of my next whip. This is Frame Your Face Cowl by Andrew Mowry.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I know. I love it so much. I want to say I love knitting it. I do. It's just, oh yes. Oh my God, I love. Okay, so my yarn is the light color is actually hand spun by me. I bought some Cormo fiber from Feederbrook Farm. And I bought like a pound of it because that was when I was still dyeing. I used to dye yarn and fiber, and I still do occasionally, but it's a tough job to get into, I think.
We'll definitely do a podcast when I go up to visit so that they can see us doing it together.
Yeah. You know, it's hard to I don't know, market yourself if you're not like 110% like doing it every day, like on Instagram and whatever, YouTube. A lot of dyers have podcasts, so I don't know. I'm not giving up on it, but like I just can't. It's not something that I love doing it. It's just not. It's hard for me to balance. So, but anyway, I dyed the fiber, spun the yarn. I have a skein of it that's in my project bag, which let's see. Yep, there's a little schmutz there, whatever that is.
Schmutz.
I love it. This is like 110% like my vibe. I love like just like yeah, like Haley said, earthy, like pale transitions of color, like really Just
Sorry. My dog needs love.
it's okay. Luna, welcome to the podcast. But
Say
anyway,
hi,
and the dark yarn is called Prairie Spun DK, which I feel like it's more of a worsted. So I'm doing the worsted stitch count for that. There's worsted and sport, I believe, that you can use for that pattern. I think you're doing the sport count.
I am.
Because you're using DK, like a
Yeah.
kind of fine DK. And this is Brown Sheep Company. And here's the label. It was another D-stash. So the colorway is Ash Hollow. It's 100% wool. Nothing crazy. And I got a bunch of skeins of it in different shades of like browns and olivey green. So I will be using that in something else, like color worker. I don't know. But yeah, that's mine and yours.
And then
in
mine
your face.
is, I know, Luna. Sorry. My dog is an attention whore.
She's so cute.
Leading Men Fiber Arts is my one. Look how gorgeous.
Ugh, I can't.
And it's so squishy. Like, oh, it's so squishy. This colorway is Nitty Natty. I got this at So to Speak in Worthington. They have amazing, just unique kind of, obscure, sometimes, little independent dyers. And one of the things that I love so much. And then I knew that I wanted like this purple to kind of pop. So when Lisa and I were at we were
at India Untangled when you
India Untangled in New York for Rhinebeck. I found this gorgeous purple and just knew immediately that that's what I wanted. And this is from Sassy Black Yarns, and it's called Kita's Purple. Just so vibrant and gorgeous. And like I said, those two together just makes this
it's perfect.
Fun.
It's perfect.
My kids, both my older kids are obsessed with it. I think I might have to probably make another one after I'm done or something similar, because everybody just seems to be obsessed with this color combination.
My kids tend to steal. I mean, I make them stuff. I've made Cassidy a sweater, I made TJ a sweater, and I made Maverick a sweater, and I'm working on Wyatt's. So they've almost all have sweaters, but
I am not that good yet. I have too many work and school things going on. But soon. Mars is, I'm making Mars Moomin socks right now. I don't know if anybody knows who the Moomins are, but my 18-year-old is obsessed with them. So they asked me to make them some Moomin socks. So I'm working right now.
Nice. I knit, TJ's was the first one I knit, and I knit that like, I don't know, 2.5 years ago. It still fits him. It still fits. I did modify it a little bit. I made it a little longer. Same with Mavericks, which is the great thing about knitting is like you can undo that bind off and you can add ribbing to it to make it longer, or you can take it out or whatever. Like you can, like after years of wearing it, you can say, hey, maybe I want to make this long sleeved. I don't know. Like I still actually have this green color, which is Madeline Tosh. I can't remember the colorway name, but anyway, I still have more of this green. I could make it long sleeved if I want to. Like you can always add to it. You can do whatever. It's your knitting. You can make it however you want it to be. That's what I love so much. But
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead. Pick another one.
Okay,
another whip.
Because I'm so proud and my hands are still aching from binding this off.
Yes.
This is the Covina by Caitlin Hunter.
I love it
Done
so
with the
much.
body. You can see I'm still working on getting my stitches. Hopefully when I block this, but look how good I did down here. See, this is why knitting is fun though, because I will still wear this, but every time I'm making something, I'm improving on my craft. So you can see how the top is bunchy right now, but look at the bottom.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. So like, you know,
perfect.
putting the hours of work into this and just really trying to make it, paying attention to what you told me and trying to like really, let those floats kind of go, because I am a
Spread
very
them out.
knitter.
Spread them out. Yep.
You can see that it's nice and flat.
Yep. Oh, it's so good.
But the color is just amazing in this. This is Pretty Reckless by Miss Babs. It's the Yowza DK. As you can see, it's super fun.
Even in the cake, like I love it.
And then it's also the navy blue is also Miss Babs.
Yep. I love that color.
And I was kind of bummed because this sweater has such a vibrant like feather pattern in like her test knit that she like has, and I was kind of bummed because I was like, oh, I should have used a brighter color. But then once I got it all out and it was knitted, I'm really glad that I actually did the dark. I do have some issues with contrasting colors, and I think that's just part of being a new knitter is trying to figure out what works with what. Because when you're looking at something and you have the idea in your head, when I'm looking at this is what I see, but this isn't what's going to knit out.
Yeah, right.
And kind of learning that and, adjusting your eyes and your vision to that, I think is definitely an art within itself.
Sure. It is. Putting colors together. I mean, like, that's a whole separate, like, job. I feel like you like have to have that color sense, and you have to like just
because with this I should have done like a hot pink or a light pink or a yellow, or I mean, if I really wanted this to pop.
I mean, it's
now still, I like it personally.
Yeah.
But if you really, because this is all feathers and you can't really tell that. So, I mean, and it's fine because I love the pattern. I mean, just by itself, I think it's gorgeous.
Yes.
But, and look at this neckline. It's just like a little simple,
so cool.
Rolled,
this
gorgeous little neckline. I just love this sweater. I'm so excited to wear it. But yeah, it's just, I think some of this, even the sweater that I did, the Easy V that I actually, my first sweater ever was an Easy V. And
by Caitlin Hunter.
By Caitlin Hunter. We're kind of
Can
obsessed.
you tell we're huge fans? Hi, Caitlin. You're probably not watching.
And I used, positive thoughts. And I used all Wandering Flock. So we know that those are very muted tones. So my sweater is very muted, very kind of backlit, almost with these little pops of neon. But and once again, I love it. But now looking back at it, I'm like, okay, what could I have done to make this, more vibrant? And just kind of learning that has been a really interesting journey. So
Maverick has a request. I don't know what it is, but what do you need? Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
What do you need with this?
I want a new game on it.
Okay. Are you playing Dr. Panda?
No, I'm not playing a game.
Oh.
What's Wyatt doing? Okay. Go take it. Go take it back. Make sure Wyatt's being good, please. I need your help. We're podcasting. Maverick! We're podcasting. All right. Love you. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like I said, it's going to happen.
You're fine. So do you have any other Caitlin Hunter whips? Because I do.
Oh my God. Do I? I do. Should I show it? Yeah.
Here, I'll show
Hang
you.
on a second. Oh, I have a Caitlin Hunter whip, and I have a Caitlin Hunter like dream knitting that I've already got the yarn like wound up, and oh yeah. Is that Surrey? I can't remember. You paired it with Surrey, right? Oh, so soft.
So this is the hollow. I finished the neckline, which I will tell you, if anybody is afraid to do this, it's a pain in the butt, but it is so worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I have this neckline in my Easy V, and I absolutely am obsessed with it. It's a beautiful neckline. It's just so interesting and so different than so many of the other patterns that I have, and I love it so much. But this is the hollow. So
that's in my queue. That's in my queue. I actually have yarn that I could just go to town right now. But
so it's all knit with this, and there's just this beautiful, like, intricate pattern all the way through it.
Yeah. Lace. Oh yes.
Yeah. So I am using Ruby and Roses yarn and typewriter, which is just this gorgeous blue. It's almost like a denim. I love her yarn. It is probably the softest yarn
Me
that
too.
you will ever work with.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
bought her advent calendar last year, and I was not disappointed. Everything that I've ever ordered from her has been absolutely beautiful. Absolutely, like the description, the softest yarn. I don't know where she gets her yarn, but it is literally like just heavenly to knit with. And
her
wear.
her bases are, oh my god. I remember our first Rhinebeck, or no, second, you brought that shawl that you've been working on with that advent calendar, and I felt the yarn for the first time, and I was like, what even is this? Like, this is not just like your regular like a superwash merino base. Like it was a little bit more plump, and it was like
this buttery soft.
No, it just felt like a kitten.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's one of my Caitlin Hunter whips. This is called the Elia, and it is a top-down raglan with a cowl neck, which is great. I've been contemplating like just totally not finishing this because the colors are coloring. I don't know. Looking at it on the camera though, I'm like, look how pretty. So the yarn, excuse me, the yarn is Cloudborn Fibers, worsted. It's just 100% wool. I'm not even sure. Nope, not superwash. For most of it, and then I am also using for the like purpley color. Oh, where is it? I don't know where I put it. I just had it. Anyway, it's a skein of Lobby Enemy Wensley worsted in the colorway Loam. So that's a really like fun, like you can tell that it's like hand dyed as opposed to the rest of the sweater. And yeah, I don't know. I love it, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe once I finish it, I will feel differently about it. So I don't know. We'll see. And
I want to see your ranunculus.
oh, okay. Not a problem. Do you know that this has been going 38 minutes already? I was like worried it was going to be like super short. Yes.
I have to go poop and pee.
There's a potty right there. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did that pick up?
Very well.
Alrighty. Anyway. Told you. It's going to happen. Here she is. Oh, it
So
is
pretty.
going to be a turtleneck. I was inspired by a picture I saw in Ravelry. I think I can put a link to it, but she had on a really pretty red version of this that was like a turtleneck. I think she used much thicker yarn. But I found this at Rhinebeck. I was not going to buy a single skein of yarn at Rhinebeck.
I, on the other hand, went crazy.
I know. I was like, I have too much yarn already. I
do
don't.
not.
I mean, you can see it. You can see. And that's not even all of it. There's more down here and there's more back there, and I just don't need it. But the booth was called Bitsy Knits. I will put a link. I'll put all this, every project, every yarn, put links below in the show notes. So if you just like click more under our podcast title, I think that's where it's located in YouTube, but you just click on that and there'll be a list. But anyway, this Bitsy Knits, she had these giant skeins, like just 6 skeins of DK, all together, hanging like on the outside of her booth where people were walking. And I'm just like, I was magnetized. I was like, I have to go over here. I have to feel this. I have to, like, I don't know. And then I saw
Lisa's a big squisher. She wants to squish everything.
It was unbelievable. I was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I'm not supposed to be buying any yarn. Anyway, I don't have a skein up here, but I have the cake, and it's just fall. It's fall vibes. It's super, it's got speckles of orange and yellow and kind of like almost a mahogany, like, I don't know. And the base is superwash DK, but it feels super soft. Like that Ruby and Roses. I don't know. She must use the same base. But yeah, I had to modify it because I am using smaller needles and thinner yarn, DK. So my row gauge is smaller, as well as my stitch gauge. I'm using a size 9 needle, and I think the pattern calls for 10.5 or 11. So because my row gauge is smaller, the yoke is actually smaller. I had to add another like repeat of one of the the texture patterns so that I can make my yoke just like an inch longer. And also when I'm started the raglan under this texture part, I'm still doing it. Like I still am having to add raglan stitches, increases, and I think it only calls for like 1 or 2 rounds of raglan increases, but I'm on like around 6 or something like that, and it still needs it. Like I still want it to be like kind of big and comfy. So, we will see how many. I'll put I think I'm going to start a Ravelry like project page. Sorry, my light is like making my eyes look crazy. Whoa. I'll start a Ravelry project page and like put all the modifications in there. So if anybody's interested in knowing like what I did differently, it's still a pretty loose gauge. And I was kind of worried for some of it, just like that it might be too loose and too open for what I was trying to go for, like a turtleneck. Like, but I don't know. I love the feel of it, so it is what it is. Like, I love it. I love it.
I'm holding off showing mine this week. I want to wait till the next one because I haven't really worked on it that much because I've been so invested in the Kavina.
Yeah. Finishing.
So,
yeah. Totally.
but
We,
I am
we've
actually
got whips
like
for days. People, don't worry.
pretty much the complete opposite. So just to show you, this is my yarn for
Oh, I
the
can't even look at
ranunculus,
it. It's so bright.
but
I'm gonna have to step away for a second. So this part might be edited out because I need to go wipe a butt.
okay.
Motherhood.
So my
motherhood.
ranunculus is going to be done in this, which is gorgeous.
I just can't. I'm feeling all the regrets for not buying.
And this is
Not buying that.
Fiberland in
Yeah.
Louise. It is 2-ply lace. It's 74% Surrey alpaca and then 16% silk. I'm super pumped. Like I said, I will show that next time after I have a little bit more time to work on it. I actually got a lot
Yeah,
of
because
lace.
it's just like a collar right now, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got a lot of lace or Surrey while I was in Rhinebeck just because I've not worked with it very much before. But Lisa was working on the cloud bow while we were there, and I got so inspired by how gorgeous just her product was that I was like, ooh, I want to do something like this. You know, I think because I'm a newer knitter, I tend to lean towards worsted and DK and sport just because it's so much easier for me to work with.
Yeah.
And I can see and I can kind of manipulate it a little bit easier the way that I want to. But now that I'm getting better and I've done a lot of hats, I've done a lot of socks, I've done a lot of, different things now, smaller projects.
Right.
I feel like I can probably, tackle something a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, you've made socks. Like, I feel like that as a beginner knitter is kind of daunting. Like,
I love socks.
I know. Like,
I
when
have to show you guys this book that I got.
Excuse me. When I first figured out like how to turn a heel, I was like, this is sorcery. Like, I don't even understand.
I have Luna in the bedroom, Jess. Jessie? Yeah. Do you have Charlie?
Where is he?
Outside?
I didn't see him.
Oh, he's probably lost outside in the backyard. That's my my ridden dog. Anyway, sorry. Keep talking about socks.
You were talking about socks.
Oh.
I don't know. Just the heel turn. Like, oh yeah, those are so cute.
So this is
Are
what
they
I was
DK?
talking about with
Moomin.
Like... my 18-year-old is obsessed with the Moomins, so I bought this book so that I could make some Moomin socks.
That's cool.
That's
very nice of you.
They're all the characters. It's a really neat, just super fun, like whimsical little book. But yes, I do. I enjoy making socks. I think my second finished project that I ever did was what were they called?
The
roller.
Yeah, Rose City Rollers.
Rose City Roller socks.
They're the best. I mean, for like a beginner sock.
Oh my God, they were so much fun.
Yeah, you don't have to do ribbing at the top if you don't want to. And it looks cute like that. Like, and they stay up on your foot.
Like doing, want to like tackle a sock project, I will tell you, they have a tutorial like step by step on YouTube, and that's what I used. So I just sat and watched the whole thing and just knit along with her. It was so much fun. It was so easy because I had somebody. It was literally like taking a knitting class. Right. So I highly recommend if anybody's doing socks, because it really does teach you like how to turn the heel, how to, like do everything in a way that, it's so visual, but she also like gives you different tips and stuff to like make sure you're creating the right size. Both of my socks turned out perfect. They're both the exact same size. They fit wonderfully. Like, I highly recommend following her on YouTube if you're going to start socks.
Totally. That's awesome. Yeah. Socks are hard. Like when you're first starting, but you even did it on DPNs. And I was like,
yeah,
how are you managing that? Like, I'm not even helping you. You're like, just, I got this.
Like, I'm telling you, it's that YouTube, like she does the Rose City Rollers on YouTube, and it is
perfect.
But DPNs are the only way that I will do socks now, just because
I kind of feel that too.
Once you get the hang of it, you realize how much easier it is to, instead of those teeny tiny circular needles.
Right.
They're not hard.
I myself like them for when you're doing the leg, the 9-inch. I like them for when you're doing the leg and the foot, just because like I've gotten to the point where I don't have to look. Like I can just knit in the round, like, and that makes it easier. Like when you have DPNs, you kind of have to like, switch your needle every time you go through a row on that one needle. And it just, it goes faster for me using 9-inch. It is very different and really super awkward. Like when you're first like going from
aren't good to travel with either. I feel
no,
like
not
I've
unless
tried to take
have,
them and they've slipped, and then you're trying to figure out how to like, stick the the
Yep.
needles back in and not drop stitches, and they're just not travel
right.
at all.
Those covers are great though, the DPN covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so socks. I have a lot of sock whips, which are
I was gonna say
languishing because
one whole show on sock whips, because I have a ton of sock whips myself.
I am not like geared to knit socks. I kind of want clothes more. I do really want a lot of knitted socks, but I feel like
We want everything. That's the problem.
I don't know. I just want too much all at one time.
My problem is I make one sock and I'm so excited, but then I don't want to start the second one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why 2 at a time is great. Or if you knit them like kind of at the same time, but on different needles, so you don't have to like, I don't know. That can
Doesn't
be
feel
kind
like
of
you're starting
fiddly.
all over again.
Yeah. So like right now, or the most recent, I'm almost done because I finished the one sock and I gave it to you for your son. And I have the other one like almost like I'm going through the foot right now, but I knit those like kind of at the same time. Like I would do like an inch on one and then an inch on the other. Like that made it so much better. Like no second sock syndrome, except yes, second sock syndrome, because I don't want to knit socks right now. I just want to knit sweaters, but
Aiden came over the other night and I showed him the one and he was super pumped. So,
oh, good. Well, that kind of like gives me motivation to finish it.
he was like,
not, yeah. Did he try it on?
Yeah.
Did he try it on?
It
fits. Yes.
They've been going camping a lot. So those are probably very enticing for him because they're so like thick and warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And they're going to hold up super good because the fiber content is merino and silk. And silk is like super strong, like not going to budge. Hopefully no holes. I don't know. We'll see.
Mars has been mending, so
I love that. I went through a phase of like darning. I darned a few. I had a few like store-bought things that I had some holes in, and I just wanted to practice. Like I wanted to see if I could do it, and I really enjoy it. Like it's kind of, I don't know. I like it to be visible. Not a lot of people like it. Like
I like it to be visible.
I think
Mars has been doing like bright, like fun, just unexpected,
right? Like
little pops.
I need to get one of the eggs or whatever. It makes it. I was using something random as like a base to like hold the section I was mending, but
yeah, it was a Christmas present from last year that I bought, and it was just something that I thought was kind of fun. So
I'm gonna show since you mentioned my cloud bow, I'm gonna show that. Highly recommend this pattern. I literally started it when we went to Rhinebeck. I can't remember the day I started it. Do you? Friday? I think I started it
Friday.
No, I started it Thursday.
Thursday?
Because Thursday was our like sit and do
yes. I was thinking that Friday. Yeah, you're right. Because I
definitely did it on Thursday because we literally just sat and watched TV and knit for pretty much the whole day. Oh, we did go out to dinner. which, yep. But anyway, so here it is. I'm on one of the sleeves. Here's the, like, it's knit in like you knit two rectangles and then you pick up stitches for along the short side of the rectangles for the sleeve. So I'm gonna do the long sleeve just because it takes no time. I'm using size 10 and a half needles. I don't think I checked gauge really. Maybe just as I was knitting the rectangle, I was like, okay, it's good, whatever. Yeah. I mean, I knit this much in like 3 days. It's great. The yarn I'm using is excuse me. It's called Show Bunny, and it's by the Yarn Addict company. She's Philadelphia based. Let's see. It is 74% Surrey alpaca and 26 silk. And I got this on a D-stash. I got like 5 skeins of it. So you'll be seeing this again in other things, probably in my Penguono. I'll throw it in there. Yeah. And also I have to show you the stitch stoppers that I purchased. I purchased 2 sets and I just kind of matched them and gave a set to Haley. Whoop.
Yay!
It's an iced coffee and a Taylor Swift one. Okay. So she's got the other set. So it's kind of like friendship bracelets, but stitch stoppers.
And this is Juno, and this is the reason why every time you see one of my whips, there's hair knitted into it.
Yeah.
And
hi, buddy. Do you have any more whips? I mean, that's a stupid question, but
I do, but I'm gonna save some because I'm not as whip crazy as you are.
I will do the same. I showed you my ranunculus. Those are the ones that I'm like working on right now, like, you know, kind of like rotating. I try to like, here's my method. I try to put a whip in like every room of the house that I'm gonna be in during the day because I'm a stay-at-home mom. You know, so I'll keep a whip at in the car. That's my car knitting. And I can take that, like, I don't know, my son plays ice hockey. I can take something easy to watch a game or practice or whatever. I have one in the car. I have one in the basement. I have one in the living room and one in my bedroom. And even sometimes one in the kitchen because when you're cooking, sometimes you have a little extra free time. And if I'm like, I'm literally using every spare second I have to knit. Like, that is just how addicted I am, I guess. I don't know. Like, it has taken over 100%. But yeah. I also like to cast on like 4 sweaters at a time. And to be honest, I feel like that is the way to go because I recently just finished like 3 sweaters at one time that I casted on probably in the spring or summer. This is one of them.
I know.
I mean,
every
short
time
sleeve
you wear
and
that,
cropped,
it's making me want to cast one on. I'm like, I love that so much.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go. Like right now I have 1, 2, 3, I don't know. I have at least 5 going right now and I have like an entire cabinet of bags of yarn with the patterns inside ready to go. Like that's one of my favorite things to do is like plan plan out a potential whip and like set it aside where so it's like ready to go.
Yeah, I need to do better about that.
Terrible. I am knitting, or I swatched. I was good. I swatched. And I saved the swatch. I'm gonna get it.
You're so proud of it.
I am proud.
Because you did it a whole one time.
Yeah. But like I legit swatched. I like swatched and then I like swatched in the round and then I blocked it. And I even did a little bit of ribbing and I changed needle sizes. I like started, which one did I, this one's a bigger one. And this one I had to change. I put garter in between so I could tell the difference, but you can see the difference. Like I had to change needle sizes because this was the gauge called for. And this pattern is going to be the Spice cardigan by Andrea Mowry for Tom, my husband. And it's going to be knit out of Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the colorway Pumice. And this is American Targhee Columbia wool. And it's so light as a feather and squishy. And I love it. I'm definitely going to knit with it for something for myself as well. But also, I wanted to show off some of my hand spun because I am a spinner as well as a knitter. And this is what the contrast color will be. It's a 3-ply combo spin that I did of two of the braids. I dyed the fiber, but it is so good. You can't even like really see this camera, but like it's, I want it. Like I'm gonna knit this and I'm gonna be like, you can't have this. It's so good. Anyway, yep. I have lots of hand spun and I've actually been knitting more than spinning lately. So all that fiber over there is waiting to be spun. But I just can't stop knitting. I don't know why. I do know why.
I know. I'm super excited about this halibut. I've never knit a sweater with size 9 needles, so I think the biggest I've done is like a size 4.
Yeah, I know you're gonna be so amazed at how it flies.
I mean,
need to do a gauge
with a size 4,
mm-hmm.
And
yep.
I started this at the end of August.
Wow.
So like, I mean, I kind of flew through this, but it's really all I've been working on. I mean, I've worked on a couple things, like little things here and there, but like that has been like the bulk of my time, obviously. Yeah. Hence why this is as teeny as it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine hair flying everywhere. I can't imagine how fast that's going to go for me. I'm really excited. So
I love it. Yeah, you'll be amazed at the bigger needles, how fast that goes. Like I'm all about that.
Lisa talked me into doing a tank top in fingering, and
I gave it to you. I didn't even keep it.
No, she gave it to me.
I haven't. So like I've said, gauge swatching is not my forte. I feel like, I don't know.
Mine's still getting better because it's like my eyes were starting to cross because
I'm getting better with it. But like I just cast on. Okay, I just do it, and I did it, and I just I feel like I've knitted enough garments that I should know. Like, okay, my gauge is definitely loose, like compared to a lot of pattern designers what they knit at.
I feel like I feel like I'm a tighter knitter than you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. But so I don't know. I feel like I've knitted enough that I shouldn't have to gauge swatch, but clearly I do, because I knitted the outline tank by Jessie Maid and it was gigantic on me. I mean, it's okay. Like, it's very loose. It's same as this. Like, look how much, like, I could fold this and okay, that's what it should be. That's what it should be, like right here. But no, it's like has this, I don't know. I mean, I'm still gonna wear it. I mean, it's fine, but I'm learning. I'm learning to size down, which I'm okay with. Like, really? I'm size 1? Oh, okay.
Well, I love the tank. I'm a little bit bigger in the
Good.
top than Lisa is, so it fits me beautifully.
Yeah, it does. And it the colors are not something that I would have like put you down for, but it looks so good.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I wore it to Rhinebeck on Saturday when we were there in New York, and it's amazing. It's super beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful.
It's perfect for like it's like transitional. Like, you can wear it, on the hot fall days, and then just throw like a cardigan.
Well, and then I threw a sweater over top of it, which made it look super cute as well.
Yep.
But my issue, I think one of my biggest things is I don't know if it's because I started with color work, but I have a really hard time knitting things that don't have any variation in it. And if it's not bringing me joy, I have a really hard time finishing it. Like this sweater, I have loved every second of knitting it. It has been so much fun. There's been so many different like little surprises and color changes, and the pattern is so interesting. And I just really, I can't say that there was one minute of the sweater that I didn't like.
I agree with you 100%. I've been saying that a lot. 100%, 120%. I agree with you, because honestly, if I could just knit colorwork yokes and like have somebody else do the stockinette, I'd be like, let's go. I am not that knitter. I am not that like, yes, I do enjoy it like to an extent, but I'm like, give it to me. Like, finish this now. Like, I can't I can't knit another.
I think that's why I love
plain row
so much though, because it's the yoke and then you do the middle, and then but you have more color work on the end, and then there's color work on the sleeves as well. So it breaks things up to a point where like it's not just that mindless like going through, because for me, I have a really stressful job and it's really heavy sometimes. So to be able to come home and completely immerse myself in something and like, I have to pay attention to what I'm doing, and I have to pay attention to the color, and I have to pay attention.
Off. Yeah.
It's literally the only thing for me that I have found that focuses my mind, is almost like meditation.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really, if I don't knit for a couple days, I really end up like longing for, just because it's such a mental break for me.
Same. 100%. And here's your solution. Just knit full color sweaters, like full. Like, you can do sleeves color work. You can do the whole, you don't have to stop just because the pattern says to. Like, you could repeat something. You could.
But like I said, that's why this sweater was so much fun, because there was only 8 inches where you're just knitting.
I just had an idea. So, Pacific Knit Co. Does the doodle decks and like has all the doodle patterns or whatever. You could just take like a basic raglan sweater, like any pattern that you already have, adjust the stitch count to be, just repeat those doodles, like make a whole doodle sweater.
That would be really cute.
I might have to do that. It just popped in my head and now it's never going to leave. So, all right. No, I'm not casting on anything else. I'm also currently knitting a boxy by Joji Locatelli, the fingering weight version, and I'm actually doing it with mini skeins, which is the only reason that I'm able to get through it, because number one, the color changing is like, I just want to knit the next, I want to get to the next color. Like one stripe is probably like 5 rounds of like 360 stitches because it's bottom up and it's a ton of positive ease. So I did not gauge swatch for it, but I picked the smallest size, and I am going to just go with it. I'm treating it like
time to light the candle. It's time
yeah.
to light the candle.
Yeah, I know. I'm treating it like a long-term whip, like a blanket or something, because that's essentially what it is. Like you're just knitting and stocking it for like 18 inches or something.
You mean like the temperature blanket that I have over here that I need to keep working on?
Yeah. So, I mean, that I just work on when I feel like it. And I've actually got about 9 inches on it. So, pretty proud. But I definitely have to say the color changing from one mini skein to the next is helping with that. And I'm using my Homespun House minis, which are 10-gram minis. So they're a little smaller than, your typical mini skein, 20 grams. So like it's a lot of color changing, and it looks very scrappy, but I'm fine with that. And the yarn is super soft. I love her base that she has for her sock yarn.
Speaking of yarns that we're obsessed with, I have to show you this, and I'll show everybody since I'm just showing you too. So,
do you know we're at an hour and 12 minutes?
Yes, and I have to leave to get my son in 15 minutes. So
same.
Okay, so I wanted this yarn at Rhinebeck because I'm obsessed with this neon yellow color. Once again, this is, what I was talking about with Lisa and I kind of having opposite. Wait, where am I?
But see, I still love that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm drawn to it, and I really, really, really love it. But
so this is Porter Wool
for a whole sweater or something.
And Grand Gesture. So I want to make socks with this. So once again, I live in Columbus, Ohio, and there is a little shop here. They were at Woolen Folk last year. They're an amazing, progressive, fantastic, female-owned company here in Columbus. They're called Dye Mad Yarns. And everything that they do, they started out, everything that they did had to do with Ohio, which for me was really cool and really comforting. And just everything that I was looking at, I could kind of have a picture of what I was looking at. So here in Ohio, there is this tunnel that kids spray paint, and they spray painted it over and over again. It's encouraged. My 22-year-old actually went, him and his girlfriend did a whole mural there one day and took a picture. And then the next month you go and it looks completely different. It's really neat.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
But it's called the Gates of Hell is what they call it.
Oh, yeah. I do remember you talking about this.
So this is their version of Gates of Hell. And if you can see the gorgeous colors, I mean, it is just...
So you're going to use that with the yellow? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's so much yellow in it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I agree. Like that.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, what are you thinking? Are you thinking the yellow be the main color?
No, I think I'm going to do the yellow as the top, the heel, and the toe.
Oh, okay. You're talking about socks. Oh.
Yeah. What do you
think? I was thinking a sweater. Ooh, that's a crazy sweater.
No, I'm thinking really fun high socks to wear with my dogs.
Yes.
Dude, isn't that just, look at that. I mean, everything that these guys do, Dye Mad Yarns, I'm telling you guys, they do wholesale orders. They do online orders. Please check it out.
I love them
they
too.
Are fantastic. And they're such good people on top of it. They just opened a new store in
They did?
Columbus. Yeah. I went to their grand opening. I actually got some of their tarot card yarn. Everything they do is just super fun. It's super unique. There's always pops of color, always something unexpected. Their bases are amazing, just super squishy and gorgeous, and just lush. I love this, but this is the Chester sock. So it's 75 superwash and 25 nylon, 25% nylon. But yes, if you have a chance, you should definitely check them out. But if you can see, like, even that right there, like, look how much fun that's going to be.
Oh my gosh. I know. I see stuff like that all the time, and I'm like, oh, it'd be so cute as a sock. Like, or, you know, I love self-striping, like sock yarn. Like that will get me to finish the sock, especially if it's like a different stripe for the whole, a different color.
Yeah.
For the whole
that's
sock.
why I love this though, because it's like there's so many different. I mean, if I know it's hard to see on here, but there's like reds, browns, blues, purples, pinks,
Right.
greens, reds.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
there's like a million different colors in this.
I love that.
It'd be so exciting to knit because then there's even these big, huge stripes of like
dark.
Yeah. So
black.
Something like this, which is why I brought this up. I can do, like you said, I could do a long time knitting with something like this because there's always something to look at.
Yeah.
There's always something interesting coming up, and I can handle that without color work.
Yep.
But like, I think that's why I'm so just drawn to Dye Mad Yarns, because so much of their stuff just has those interesting, unexpected, you know.
You know who else does really great yarn like that is
Magpie.
Spun Right Round.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I am holding on to a sweater quantity of their yarn because I really want to make a kind of like a faded I have two other skeins that are like more greeny and more orangey. But God, just look. I mean,
that's gorgeous.
And
very you colors too.
Really? You think so? I feel like
if they were more muted, they'd be you. But there's that base is still you. Do you know what I mean?
Look at them all though. Like,
gorgeous.
Isn't this gonna be?
Yeah. Beautiful.
I'm planning on knitting the La Prairie by Joji Locatelli. It's a cardigan. It's an open cardigan with cables and bobbles, and she does hers with Lobby Anime, and it's a fade. Like hers is a fade. I think hers is like a mustardy yellow into purple, and it's gorgeous. But I just that's my plan for this. But like, you know, when am I gonna do that? I don't know. When am I gonna do that?
One thing at a time.
Yeah. I do finish projects, okay? Clearly. I finish things.
I was gonna say
I don't just cast on and knit yokes, but anyway. Oh, I do. Nah, I'll save it. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm spinning, but like it's random. I'm not into it right now. I don't have any desire really to spin. I enjoy it still, but it's just like I want finished knits more than yarn right now, you know? So I don't know. I have plenty of hand spun that I can choose.
I'm looking at
use whatever
right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe in the winter it'll come back. I just want sweaters right now.
Well, I've decided I'm painting every piece of molding in every door in my house.
Whoa. That'll be fun. Not.
I don't know why I've decided that all of a sudden, but I have this urge to not have white because I have too many kids and too many animals, and I'm sick of scrubbing things.
Right.
So
I get it.
Once again,
I have 0 animals and I'm still,
The cat.
my house is still a mess.
Juno, you can't get on my whips. Please don't fight. You're too close to each other. The bulldog and the cat are like staring at each other right now and they're about to go at it like on my lap. Okay.
All right.
Cool,
yeah,
guys.
I have to go check on my animals as well. The human animals. And yeah, so we're done. And all the links to everything will be below in the show notes.
And I think we should do like a whole thing on Rhinebeck. Like I'm gonna grab all of my yarn that we got.
I think
so that should be coming up soon too. Because we had such a great time, and that's gonna be a whole show within itself.
Right, totally. And I actually I did make a reel for our Instagram of kind of like some pics of us at Rhinebeck and just like a little whatever. If you guys want to check that out, I'll put our Instagram and everything down there. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know. How do you end podcasts?
Have a lovely week, everyone.
Toodaloo. Okay. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.